Greetings, summoners. This is Tribunus back with you again, and this week we will be doing a highlight of Xin Zhao and jungling. Thanks very much to Schiff for sending us this replay. Anubis Alive will not be with me this week, so I will be solo mid in this replay. Looking at a couple names here, not sure so much what's going on with the bird thing, Stinky Chicken and Duck Duck Goose. Guess they're looking to do the chicken dance. Would like to note how really the only true tank here is Rammus. The other team has some off tanks, or at least tanky characters, being Poppy and Vladimir. And we have Maokai, who would be an off-tank if not a tank himself. Kel could be considered kind of off-tank, but I consider Kel more of a carry. So we're going to see Xin start out at the Banshee camp. I'm not sure where most people start out with Xin whenever they are farming in the jungle, but that certainly is a good way to start out in that you're far less likely to get ganked.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
And also, you always have to keep in mind whenever you're jungling, keep that mini-map, although all players should, especially a jungler, keep that mini-map in mind, keep an eye on it. A couple reasons for that is you've got your guy who's solo laning, you never know about what he might need a gank. You also never know but what you might have a chance to get a kill whenever somebody's low health. One of the big mistakes people make in jungling is just jungling, and it can really put your team behind. You're not thinking about yourself here necessarily. This is a team game, and that's one of the other things we're going to highlight is how well the blue team is going to work together in this case, which of course is the difference between winning or losing, a team working well together. As soon as he gets the wolves here, he's going to head up for the golem because he's going to be level 2 now. He's got his next skill. Notice he pops his health pot, get his health back up before he starts this, and got to make sure that smite is ready to go also. Wow, that Xin fights fast. Maokai is going to blue pill here. He does a good job of making sure the minions are pushing out before he does that so he can go by, get back up there, and be ready to solo lane some more. We also see in this that Rammus is mid against Heimerdinger. That could be really tough. He handles it really well here. The thing is, Rammus being so tanky makes it a little difficult for Heimerdinger to get very far on him. I've seen that a lot where people like putting tanks mid against a ranged character, and sometimes can be quite effective. After getting the small golems here, Xin has to make a decision whether it's time to go gank or not. I think it's probably best if he actually not blue pill, instead do just a little more jungling, because there's not really a good shot here of getting anyone. One of the problems in jungling is if you start laning too much, then you can very quickly get behind on levels, and it's going to be very difficult for you to gank. Still, you've got to keep that fear in the other people's mind. They never know whether you're going to come get them or not. That's one of the benefits to jungling. And you'll see right here he's going to attempt exactly that. Unfortunately, I believe that Ashe has seen the snake in the grass. No, wait, a snake in the grass. That would be a different character. Oh well. The fell gank, it's time to blue pill, go buy a little bit, and then get back to it on the jungling. Actually, it doesn't look like he's going to jungle at all. It looks like he's going to go for the mid gank on Heimer. No way to call Mia here because, I mean, hey, he's a jungler. Those turrets are going to aggro, but still is possible good shot here. That was a nice flash. What Rammus was intending to do there was what I like to call the Rammus face flash. He goes into the Powerball and flashes, but one of the minions got in the way. Didn't matter, he still got a great flash and taunt, which allowed Xin to draw first blood there. And now it's back to the jungle. I have no idea why he's being so mean to those poor little puppy dogs. We're going to see just a minute here the danger of being up against an Akali, particularly whenever there's an Ashe there. Ashe can slow you so much it's ridiculous even early on. And Akali can throw down some pretty good burst damage, not to mention the little shadow dance can slow you also and make it very hard to get her. A great escape as well as an attack. Right now, Ashe isn't level 6 yet, so there's no fear of the Frost Arrow yet. Now there it is, Ashe has hit 6 and they weren't ready for it. There's the Frost Arrow, the slow. Akali's going to use the burst damage and there is a dead kill. Trent's going to try and pay him back, but with Ashe's slow and Akali's shadow dance, that's not going to happen. In fact, he's rather lucky to get away alive. Good job on Rammus's part, though, coming to cover, and that's what a team does in teamwork like this. You've got to cover. You'll notice as he comes down, the Xin Zhao came and helps cover mid. So you got a man down, everybody else covers the empty places. That's the problem with the stun grenade on Heimerdinger, is that it is just too slow. I know they nerfed it that way for a reason, but it can be very difficult to hit with it. At least it doesn't damage turrets anymore. Now we see we've got Ramus in the grass. Is that a armadillo in the grass instead of a snake in the grass? And they're going to try and draw him out, gank him. There's the face splash I was talking about. He went into the Powerball flash. It's going to pop him up. He taunt him. He's in the ult. He's doing some pretty good finger dancing here. And doesn't matter if Akali goes into her shadow dance or not. Ramus is going to chew her with his ult regardless. Meanwhile, Xin is doing what he should be doing and pulls out of jungling while they're all occupied at that turret and starts chewing away at the mid turret. And it looks like they may very well get the Ashe. That was a nice little trick of her flashing to the other side of the turret, but they all get out alive and get the Ashe. Meanwhile, Schiff does a little bit of damage to the turret also and holds mid. It looks like Maokai's been doing a fairly good job in this lane, and the huge benefit to that is you've got one person and two are totally occupied by that person and get nowhere. It's going to allow him to level a lot. He's going to get more money to buy things. It's really not a good situation when you're 2v1 for a long time and get nowhere, especially because it allows others, like Stinky Chicken is wanting to do here, to pull off a gank. And there's the Powerball. He comes up from behind so the minions don't get in the way. Poppy pops her ult to keep herself alive, so they pull off while she's in that. Ramus takes down the Poppy anyway, but unfortunately he's not going to get out of that one alive. Good job on Heimer's part showing up in time there. Looks like bottom lane's in a little bit of trouble. You'll notice how here in a minute or two they are going to go and help out, which is what you've got to do. You see that ping, you see the person calling for help, you've definitely got to go help them, or you're going to lose a turret and their other team's going to get a kill. Looks like Trin's going to go help, and Xin Zhao is going to go after the turret, but Poppy shows up. Not a good idea to go in on that turret, because Poppy will do her little bash your head into the turret.